Okay, we're here today with Sarah Cox and Scott Mills, who are the commentators for the BBC from the United Kingdom. Sarah, Scott, could you explain to the viewers of Eurovision Times what you do when you come to Eurovision and how it's more than just the commentary on those 2 evenings? What have you been doing for the last week? Because we've seen you beavering away all week. You're very busy.
Yeah.
Well, for the UK coverage on BBC, we have certain parts of the show that we have to make our own because we don't show perhaps some of the the entertainment they have on at half time, and sometimes if we're not voting in the UK, so we'll have a few spots throughout the show.
Or when the rest of Europe take commercials.
Take commercial breaks, because we're the BBC, we obviously don't do that. So during those points is when we'll put little VTs in there. So we've been off around the city doing a guide to Baku, which was fun, kind of tongue-in-cheek and fun. BBC Three is a really young channel, so we want to make have fun with it. And we were with Jedward yesterday, Ireland's entry, riding. We were going backwards on a merry-go round horse, and they were riding horses.
That's on tonight's show.
That's on tonight's show, and also we interview people at the stadium, don't we? So we've kind of preparing for that, and we watch the rehearsals.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of rehearsals. I think what's important to say is that, and we've been saying this on BBC Three all week, is a lot of people just still think that Eurovision is just a Saturday night, and a lot goes into it for weeks before. So we've been here literally a week filming stuff, and just kind of getting a vibe for it, going to all the rehearsals. So yeah, it's quite a full day, and because Baku is 4 hours ahead, obviously everything is really shifted quite late, and the rehearsals finish at 2 AM.
Yep. Okay, you just mentioned Jedward there on the carousel. Obviously they qualified. Do you think the United Kingdom will give Jedward 12 points again this year?
Probably.
I imagine so, yeah.
Do you think Ireland will reciprocate and give
Probably.
the hump 12?
Yeah, I think so, because there's a lot of love for obviously for Jedward, because people know them from UK X Factor, and it's quite weird coming here to see like yesterday when we did the interview afterwards, loads of Azerbaijani kids going up to them and being so excited about seeing them. It's not just Ireland or UK now, it's a European-wide thing.
Yeah, they represented Ireland last year, and they weren't really known in Europe. They were saying this yesterday, weren't they? And since, over the past year they've done a lot of touring, and now they've got a lot of fans in Europe,
huge.
In Azerbaijan.
They've done a lot of work though to ensure that, but I hope that we have some love between the hump and Jedward. I mean, I know they have personally, but I hope the countries get behind it.
Okay. Did you see the pictures and the videos from the press conference yesterday when Jengelbert were born? Yeah. Do you think there's a future for Jengelbert?
They are just in awe of him, because they just think he's such a legend, so who knows?
Okay. Obviously we've got the second semi-final this evening. We watched it yesterday. We thought some of it was a bit of a snooze fest, to be honest, compared with the first one. We thought it was the weaker semi-final, apart from some clear favourites. What do you think will happen tonight?
I think that you're right. There are a lot of ballads in in people's kind of native tongues, which a lot of people kind of won't get. But I still think it's quite an interesting semi-final. You've got Sweden in there, which I quite like. You've got Georgia, which is one of my personal favourites, just because it's so weird. There's like 10 songs in one. It's like, what is that song? It starts off as opera, and then it goes into kind of jazz, and it's very strange.
Because it's a jokey, you never know.
So,
and there's a good bit of pop in there as well, with the Love Is Blind and all that. So I think
Norway.
On a show like tonight, I think it's one where as presenters we're going to be relying a lot on social media, on the comedy that can come through. We can gently poke fun at some of the more dull songs, and that's I think how you can make it entertaining.
I think the first one was more kind of glam semi-final, but this one is more true Eurovision, I think.
Interesting. We've been doing a knockout competition on the website, and we're down to the grand final now. So we've had our duels and our semi-finals and quarter-finals, and quite interestingly, Sweden got knocked out in the semi-final on our website, and we have Italy and Iceland in the final.
Well, Italy's your friend.
Do you think Sweden could actually not do it this year after all the hype?
I mean, the thing is that people have been saying Sweden, haven't they, for a long time, and it wouldn't surprise me if there was a shock like that. I personally, we both really like Sweden, and I think it's, as we were saying before, it's quite a different performance. but you never know. And actually, a lot of people are saying that Italy is the one. So that'll be interesting to see tonight.
Yeah, I think if there's lots of younger people voting tonight, then I think Sweden will go through, because I think she's cool and I think she's just different. But because there's different and there's difference at Eurovision, but she's different too. So hopefully she'll go through, because I think she'll add something really exciting to the final, and something a bit edgy and with a bit of street cred. So hopefully Lorraine will get through.
Okay, thank you ever so much for your time. Scott Mills, Sarah Cox and the BBC. Enjoy the show.